The Birmingham Bowl, of course, Saturday, December 23rd, also 11 a.m. This one on ABC. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. Troy against Duke. And these are two teams that are going to look completely different. Both teams lost their head coaches. That's not a good thing. The total on this is 44.5. Duke is currently a 7.5-point underdog. And full season numbers would have Troy favored by a little over 2 points here. Now, this is the stat-based model. The power rating would have Duke favored by 2. You start going through the full season, Troy's defense is just awesome. Their offense, not exactly anything to write home about, but, alas, it is what it is. But you guys want to know the most recent numbers, and these are over the last 6 weeks, so let's look at that. Over the last 6 weeks, it would have Troy favored by 10.59. Yeah. Now, that is before all of the opt-outs and everything else, and Troy doesn't really have a lot of opt-outs. John Sumrall is not going to be coaching this game. He's already gone off to Tulane, but Mike Elko is not going to be coaching for Duke either. Now, Duke has a bunch of guys out, and the biggest thing is their defense, which we look down here. Their defense is pretty good against the run. So Troy is not exactly they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent running the ball, but they are relatively explosive, right? Number 51 in rushing explosiveness, even though they're number 81 in PPA per rush, 79 in rushing success rate. Duke's defense has been really good at stopping that, but they got a bunch of defensive linemen that are not going to be playing in this. There's a whole bunch of dudes that won't be suiting up for Duke in this spot. A lot of dudes that have already transferred, et cetera. A lot of guys, headed off to Notre Dame and whatnot. So that's not great. When you start to look at like 5 factors plus talent, stuff like that, that all heavily leans towards Troy. I don't know what Duke is going to be able to do on offense. They are about 50% running and passing, and they're not going to be able to run the ball at all. When you look at what they do as far as passing the ball, their offensive line is not going to be able to stop Troy. Troy, number 20 in havoc rate created. Duke's offense is number 91 in havoc allowed, and that's before they have people opt out. So, yeah, the number is pretty big. It's 7.5. But if you're going to go any direction on this, I feel like you have to go Troy on this. So I will take the favorites here from the Sun Belt, even though the Sun Belt has not been very good lately. But, this is the team that won the Sun Belt, and they have proven themselves. So give me Troy minus 7.5 on that one. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.